Question 1. What does this sign mean? B. You may park partially on the verge or footway between 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. Vehicles should not generally be parked on verges and footways. It is unlawful in London and some other cities. However, this may be allowed on certain narrow streets where parked vehicles would not obstruct pedestrians. There are special signs to indicate footway parking. This sign indicates that vehicles may be parked partially on the verge or footway during the times shown. Question 2. What does the amber traffic signal mean? B. Stop at the stop line if you can do so safely. The amber traffic signal indicates you must stop unless you have already crossed the stop line, or you are so close to it that you would risk an accident by stopping abruptly. Never speed up in an attempt to get past the signal before it changes to red. Question 3. What is the penalty for failing to reveal your identity after being pulled over? C. £1,000 and a possible disqualification. Failing to reveal your identity when required could result in a £1,000 fine and a possible license disqualification. Question 4. What does this sign mean? B. Tunnel. This sign indicates that you are entering a tunnel. Question 5. How many penalty points will you receive for running a stop sign? C. 3. Failing to stop at a stop sign may cost a driver 3 penalty points. Question 6. What is the maximum fine for dangerous driving? A. Unlimited. There is no maximum fine for dangerous driving. The courts decide what fine to impose according to circumstances. Question 7. What is the maximum fine for failing to wear seat belt? B. £500. Seatbelt offences will incur £500 fine. Question 8. What does this sign mean? D. The right lane is closed ahead. On this sign, the red bar over the right line indicates that the right lane is temporarily closed 800 yards ahead because of roadworks. Motorists in the right lane must change lanes. Question 9. Which of the following statements about a double continuous white line is false? A. You are never allowed to cross it. You may not cross a double continuous line, except to turn into or out of a side road or property, avoid a stationary vehicle blocking the lane, or overtake a pedal cycle, horse or roadworks vehicle moving at not more than 10 miles per hour. Question 10. Show me how to correctly test the horn. B. Make sure you are off the road and press the horn, but only if no other vehicles are present. Press the horn to test it. You may need to turn on the ignition for the horn to work. You should not test the horn on the road because it might startle or confuse nearby motorists.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 11. Must you resit your driving test after your disqualification ends? C. Yes, the court may require a retest or an extended retest. The court may require you to resit your driving test after your disqualification ends. The court will also demand an extended retest for any major offenses and offenses that resulted in a mandatory disqualification. Question 12. At what age must you surrender your license? A. None. You will not be required to surrender your license because of your age. You will, however, be expected to surrender your license if a medical condition affects your ability to drive safely. Question 13. You have arrived at a box junction and you have a green light. Can you enter the junction before your path is clear? D. Yes, but only to wait for oncoming traffic to pass before you make a right turn. You can enter a box junction to wait for oncoming traffic to clear before you make a right turn. Otherwise, you must not enter the junction unless you can pass through without stopping. Question 14. What does this sign mean? A. Temporary maximum speed. This sign indicates the temporary maximum speed advised under the current traffic and weather conditions. Question 15. How many penalty points will you receive for speeding? C. 3 to 6. You may receive from 3 to 6 penalty points for speeding. Question 16. Can you drive after taking over-the-counter medication? Yes, but only if you are certain that your driving will be unaffected. You must not drive if you may be adversely affected by drugs, even if they are legal. If you are unsure whether a prescription or non-prescription drug will affect your driving, ask a doctor or pharmacist. Question 17. Who can supervise a learner driver? B. Someone at least 21 years of age who has held an EC/EEA license for over 3 years. Your supervising driver must be at least 21 years of age, and must have held a full EC/EEA license for at least 3 years. Your supervising driver must also be licensed for the class of car you are driving, i.e., manual or automatic. Question 18. Tell me how you would check your tire pressure, and how you would find the correct pressure to use. D. Use a pressure gauge to check whether the pressure matches the figure in the car's manual. You will need to check each tire individually. For each tire, remove the valve cap. Then firmly apply a tire pressure gauge to the valve and check the reading. Don't forget to replace the valve cap once you have finished. The recommended tire pressures are listed in the car's manual. Question 19. You stop at a zebra crossing to let a pedestrian cross. When can you proceed? C. Only when the pedestrian has completely crossed the road. You must wait for the pedestrian to cross and leave the road before you proceed. Question 20. What is the national speed limit for a built-up area? C. 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour. Built-up areas and roads with street lighting have a speed limit of 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour, unless otherwise signed. Question 21. Which of the following are you allowed to do on an urban clearway? B. Pick up or drop off passengers. You must not park or wait on an urban clearway. You can, however, pick up and drop off passengers there. Question 22. What does these road markings mean? A. You must not park here. The zigzag markings at crossings are there to ensure that drivers and pedestrians can see each other clearly. You must not park your vehicle anywhere within these markings, before or after the crossing. Also, you must not overtake a moving vehicle within the zigzag markings before the crossing. Question 23. Tell me how you would check your tire's condition and tread. B. Check for 1.6 mm of tread along the center and edges of the tire. Check that none of your tires have any cracks, tears, or bulges. Make sure that the central 3/4 of each tire and the edges of the tire have at least 1.6 mm of tread. Question 24. What does this sign mean? D. Your lane has priority. This sign states that traffic in your lane has priority. You should still drive with care and ensure that oncoming vehicles have seen you and are ready to give way. Question 25. What does this sign mean? C. Do not overtake. This sign prohibits overtaking.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 26. This road sign indicates. C. The maximum height of vehicles on this road. This sign means that vehicles taller than the height shown on the sign are not allowed beyond the sign. Question 27. A broken white line with long gaps. A. Separates lanes of traffic moving in the same direction. A broken white line with long gaps is a lane line. A lane line separates lanes of traffic moving in the same direction on single or dual carriageway roads. Question 28. Can you apply for a reduced disqualification period? B. Yes, but only if you have been disqualified for 2 or more years. You can apply for a reduced disqualification if you have been disqualified for more than 2 years. You must be able to show that the court was mistaken in its initial decision. Question 29. You have been disqualified from driving in Northern Ireland. Can you still drive in Great Britain? A. No. You cannot drive in Great Britain while you are disqualified in Northern Ireland or on the Isle of Man. Question 30. You see this flashing amber sign on the motorway. What does it mean? D. Take the next exit. This sign instructs motorists to take the next exit. Question 31. Where would you find this road sign? B. Before a two-way traffic crossing. Most warning signs are triangular. This warning sign means that a two-way road crosses the one-way road that you are on. You may turn left or right to join that road. Question 32. What does this sign mean? A. The minimum speed limit is no longer 30 miles per hour. This sign states that the previous minimum speed limit of 30 miles per hour has ended. Question 33. Show me how you would check that your power-assisted steering is working. B. Start the car and move the steering wheel slightly to see if there is much resistance. Start the engine and move the steering wheel. If the steering wheel turns easily, the power steering system is functioning. If it is difficult to turn, the power steering system is not functioning correctly. You do not need to check your fluids here. Question 34. What is the minimum fine for speeding? C. £100. The minimum fine for speeding is £100 and 3 penalty points. Question 35. What does this sign mean? B. Danger ahead. This sign indicates danger ahead. The sign is accompanied by a plate underneath, which indicates the nature of the hazard. Question 36. Which of the following are you allowed to do on a clearway? D. None of the above are allowed. Some areas and main roads are designated as no stopping zones or clearways. You must not park, wait, or stop at any time, not even to pick up or set down passengers. These should not be confused with urban clearways, on which you can stop momentarily to pick up or set down passengers. Question 37. You have pulled the main bonnet release. How do you lift the bonnet? A. Push the release under the front of the bonnet. The secondary bonnet release will be found underneath the front of the bonnet. Typically, this is a small hook which must be moved to allow the bonnet to open. Reach underneath the popped bonnet and feel for a hook, lever, or depression. From there, you will be able to push the release and raise the bonnet. Question 38. What does this road sign mean? B. Turn left ahead. Signs with blue circles but no red border either give a mandatory instruction or indicate a route available only to particular classes of traffic. Question 39. What does this sign mean? B. Traffic is moving in one direction only. This sign indicates that this is a one-way road or one-way street. All traffic is moving in one direction. Question 40. You see a painted triangle on the road ahead. What does this marking mean? C. You will have to give way ahead. This is a give way marking. This marking will be used before a junction where you will have to give way.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 41. What will happen if you refuse an alcohol test? B. You will receive the same penalties as for drunk driving. The penalties for refusing an alcohol test are the same as if you were driving while unfit through alcohol or drugs. You will be disqualified, you may receive an unlimited fine and up to 6 months imprisonment. Question 42. You have arrived at a narrow junction where a lorry is turning. What should you do here? D. Prepare to stop if the lorry enters your lane. You should drive carefully around large vehicles. Some large vehicles may have difficulty maneuvering through small roads and junctions. The lorry in this situation will likely have trouble turning without straying into your lane. Question 43. What does this sign mean? A. There is no through road for traffic turning left. This sign indicates there is no through road for vehicular traffic, in the direction indicated from the junction ahead. Question 44. What does this sign mean? D. The bridge ahead is out. Prepare to stop. This sign tells drivers that the motorway is ending. Motorway rules and restrictions will no longer apply. Be prepared for the road to become a dual carriageway or single carriageway. Also prepare for parking rules and a change of speed limits. There may also be a junction or a set of traffic lights ahead. Question 45. Which one of the following statements about third-party insurance is correct? D. Third-party insurance is mandatory, and this is enforced. Third-party insurance is mandatory. It covers damages and injuries to other parties on the road. You do not need to be at fault to be liable for third-party damages. Note that roadside cameras are able to detect uninsured vehicles. Uninsured vehicles may be seized or crushed. Question 46. You wish to cross this dual carriageway. How should you cross? B. Cross each side as if it were a separate road. When you cross a dual carriageway, you should treat each side as a separate road. Be careful if you are driving a long vehicle or towing a trailer. You may not be able to fit in the central area. Question 47. What is the maximum penalty for driving while intoxicated? A. Disqualification, an unlimited fine, and up to 6 months imprisonment. Driving while unfit due to alcohol or drugs can attract an unlimited fine, a mandatory disqualification, and up to 6 months imprisonment. Question 48. Show me how you would check whether your indicators are working. D. Turn on your hazard lights. Then walk around and check. Activate your hazard warning lights, make sure your parking brake is engaged, and walk around your car to check that they are all working. Sometimes you may notice that your indicators are flashing unusually fast. Question 49. You see this sign by the roadside. What is ahead? C. A level crossing without a barrier. This sign will be displayed before a level crossing without a barrier. Slow down and cross only when it is safe to do so. Question 50. What does this sign mean? A. The controlled parking zone ends here. A controlled parking zone is an area where parking controls are introduced to protect the parking needs of residents and their visitors, as well as those of local businesses.